We're back with another episode. We're back with another episode of Burrits Says. And how are you guys? I hope you guys had an amazing last week, and you will definitely have amazing this week. And yeah, so how was my past 2 weeks? I'm trying to think. Busy boots. I did a lot of I had a lot of organizing to do, a lot of stuff to do. It is freezing. What's new? It's New York. What do I expect at this point, right? We had a little snowstorm yesterday, so that was cute. I stayed home. I was so happy that the snowstorm fell on a day off. That's all I care about. What I did fuck up on though is we ain't had no groceries in the house or whatever the case may be, so. All right, so we didn't have no groceries in the house. I got paid on Friday, and I'm like, oh, okay, lovely. But then, by the time I got to work, the snowstorm was potentially going to start. So I'm like, ooh. So I decided to use Instacart. I've used Instacart once before this time. The fee for it is a little hefty, and I actually enjoy grocery shopping. So for me, it's not that I enjoy, well, you can say I enjoy it, I guess. I don't mind doing it. So I don't mind going to the supermarket and grocery shopping and seeing things and picking up things. So Instacart is not really for me. But this time around, I felt like it was for me. I got a lot going on. So I just was like, I can't go grocery shopping. And when I used the app, I actually really did enjoy it. Because what happens is you could see mad stuff that you might want to get. And honestly, some of the stuff that be on the app, you don't see in the store. Because I go to the Wegmans in Brooklyn and I see stuff on the app. They be like, oh, this, and this. So maybe I'll bypass stuff. Or maybe I don't see things. But some of the stuff that's on the app, I definitely don't see in the store. So maybe they got a little Instacart section. Because when I go to Wegmans too, I see all the Instacart people because they wear a green shirt. Or you could tell that they do Instacart too because they have a cart full of brown bags. And they have a tag. So a lot of, it'd be mad Instacart shoppers in Wegmans, yo. So anyway, maybe they have a little section, a little nook for them. Maybe they get to go in the back or something. Or whatever, because some of the stuff that's on the Instacart app, I definitely don't see in the Wegmans store. So, hey. So that's a plus. Also, if something is not available, they're in constant communication with you while they're shopping, which I think is super dope. They'll be like, oh, this is out of stock. Would you prefer this? And I'll be like, yes. Hello, good morning. They send you pictures and everything. So let me tell you the funny story about sending pictures. So I ordered Instacart around 7, 8. This is when the snowstorm is starting. Yes, make fun of me. I don't give a fuck. Judge me. I gave a very good tip. I gave $10. Whatever. And Wegmans is not far from me. But anyway. So, I guess, when it snows, everybody thinks it's going to be apocalypse. The world is ending and shit. So, by the time they found me a shopper, the freaking store was empty. The girl was sending me pictures. All the meat was gone. All I want is chicken. Everybody who knows me know I don't mess with red meat. But I'll buy steak for Femi, if anything. Because he likes steak. He like oxtail. And now Wegmans sell oxtail. At one point they wasn't selling oxtail child. But anyway, neither here nor there. All the damn meat was gone. The ground turkey was gone. All the chicken. When I say all of it, they even have a kosher section because this area does have a Jewish market. Even the kosher chicken was gone, honey. I said the people was just buying chicken, bitch. But when I tell you, she sent me a picture, the whole section was gone. Literally gone. She had to change so many things on my list. I had what. It was just bananas. But she found most of my items. The girl, she was really nice, whatever the case may be. But basically what I'm saying is I was very last minute going food shopping before the fucking apocalypse, bitch. And that was a disaster. So we have groceries, but we have no meat. So I ended up buying the crispy chicken. Y'all know the little crispy chicken tenders that be in the bag in the frozen section. I bought 2 family size of those and I'm gonna make it happen with that. But I'm probably gonna go to the grocery store sometime this week or whatever the case may be and just pick up some meat. Cause I had made plans of what I wanted to cook and but whatever, it wasn't available. Maybe I'll go outside today. I don't know. Let me slow my roll, okay? But so that happened. Yeah, this week has just been mad cool. I feel like once you hit, because it's about to be, well, wait, when this podcast goes up, it'll be January 31st. So yeah, in 2 days it's freaking February. Oh my gosh, I can't freaking believe it, because I always think that January goes by slow because I feel like it's right after the holidays. I think I spoke about this on the last pod. I'm not sure, but I always feel like it's after the holidays. Everybody's trying to recoup, so it's just such a slow month. But this month, oh my God, I can't believe January flew like that. Like, oh my gosh, like, I can't believe it. Like, I'm stunned. She was too stunned to speak. Like, I was not expecting January to fly through like that. So, yeah. And then she left with her little bang. Well, she's leaving with her little bang, with her little snowstorm or whatever. And February's going to come. And I'm telling y'all right now, I'm over the cold weather. I think I brought this up, but like, I have to park far by my job and just walking. And then my job is like by this water. So it's more windy over there. Oh my gosh, just walking. Yo, I literally was walking to work the other day and I was like, I'm tired of this shit. Like, deadass. She's like, I literally said that shit. And I was like, oh, girl, you losing your mind. You at that point now where you just like, I'm over winter. I'm done. I can't take the cold weather. I be wearing 2 jackets. I told you that on the last pod. Like, I can't. Like, I don't know why my tolerance is so short for cold weather all of a sudden. I've been living in New York all my life. I went to school in Buffalo, New York. Any of y'all know upstate New York? Or if y'all privy to upstate New York don't play when it comes to cold weather. Okay? It be snowing in that motherfucker like damn near every other day in the wintertime. Okay? Once December hit, the snow is saying, hey, hello, good morning. Okay? They have negative 3 degree weather, all that. I used to go to the clubs, okay? In the wintertime, no jacket on. Party dress, bitch. Heels. Wintertime. Hello. Okay, so I don't know why my body can't do cold weather no more. I don't know, maybe because I'm getting older. I don't know what the issue is, but me and cold weather don't get along. My brother was just here too. We were talking about houses and stuff, and they, everybody is leaving. Apparently, leaving New York. Whatever. My friends just moved. I spoke about that. My parents say they want to move. My brother is thinking about it. Femi, my husband, he wants to stay here in New York. He thinks, well, he's right in some ways, New York does have a lot of opportunity, but I think that what people kind of forget too when you come to New York is that it's a lot of competition. Can we beat the competition? Definitely. If we put our best foot forth. Rent is astronomical. Like, yo, when I get quiet, y'all know, like, because I'm thinking about this shit, because we want to move out of our apartment, not to another state, to just a new apartment, because this apartment is just, like, we over it, like, it's janky. It was given very much, starter apartment, and I want to live in a nice building. I want a little virtual doorman. I'm laughing, I'm gonna tell y'all. Femi wants a dishwasher, because he hates doing dishes. I do dishes as well, but I'm the type of person, I like to do my dishes right after I use them. Femi likes to leave his dishes in the sink. So I told him, like, if that's what you want to do, you gotta do your dishes. Because me and you need to be on the same page. So we got this thing where we both don't like doing dishes. Well, I don't dislike it per se. I just don't like when he leaves only his dishes in the sink. But whatever, it's causing a ruckus in the house. So now he wants a dishwasher. He wants an in-unit washer and dryer. I actually am not too opposed to that, because I've lived in a unit with a washer and dryer when I don't know if y'all remember when I lived in a room for rent. And it's just very, you like never not do the laundry. Like, you do the laundry just because the laundry door is freaking empty. Like, and when I was, my first place in college had an in-unit washer and dryer. And it's like, you never ever have dirty clothes. Like the washer and dryer is right there, my guy. Like, it's just convenient. So I'm not opposed to that, but it will run up your freaking electricity bill and gas bill. Our electricity bill when I was living at Wilson was like $400. Like, dead ass. Like, $300. Like, it was crazy. But we split it amongst 4 people. But, like, come on. Like, us splitting that, I mean, that's my only thing with it. It's like, it's worth it, but you gonna pay for it. You know what I'm saying? The dishwasher thing, my parents have a dishwasher and they never use it, but my father is very clean. My mother's clean too, but my father don't like dishes in the sink. So I just feel like they just did that to maybe bust up the value on the house or whatever. I don't know. But yeah, it's crazy. Like, it's just crazy. Like, the rent out here is banana boat. I was telling them, like, because when I moved to Wilson, that was, 3 years ago? That was, 2019, I want to say? I lived there, and rent was nothing like it is now. Nothing. Like, 3 years ago. Like, it was expensive. New York City is expensive. We know that. Like, if even if you're not from New York City, you know the rent here is expensive. But it's just, like, the numbers is just astronomical now. Like, from when I hit 21, from when I left college, I always knew I wanted to move out of my parents' house. I didn't move out immediately, but I was always obsessed with looking at apartments in New York City. So I've actually seen the market value go up. Like, I'm literally have been watching the market value, especially in Brooklyn, because I always knew I wanted to live in Brooklyn. Like, I grew up in Brooklyn. I knew I wanted to get an apartment in Brooklyn. Even when I had moved to Queens with my parents, I was like, I'm going back to Brooklyn. Like, you can't put me nowhere else but Brooklyn. And the market value out here is banana boat, like, crazy. Like, the numbers is bananas. Like, it's like double, so even triple. Like, this is an unprecedented time for New York City. Like, I don't have proof. I bet you if I do some research, there's statistics behind it, because gas is going up over here. I was just talking about that. I have a Kia Soul, y'all, a little Kia Soul, a 2015 Kia Soul, my little pup. I call it my pup, my little pup, or whatever. I used to pay $27 of gas in that tank. $27 is amazing. I love that car. Very good on gas. And it don't take, I don't have to constantly fill it either. You know, depending on what I do. Obviously, if I'm being extra, read all about it, you know. But, for instance, well, my job is like 3 miles away from my house or whatever. I fill my tank every 2 weeks if I go to work and come home. Strictly do that. And maybe a cute 2 trips even too. Like, let's say I want to go to the Bronx one side of the week, or maybe Queens. Or, I got the hiccups. Or maybe the supermarket or something. I fill my tank up every 2 weeks. Yes. So it's good on gas. Don't get me wrong. You know, don't get me wrong. But my gas went up to $40 now. To me, and it was so sudden. Like, I feel like it was just out of the blue, gas went up. And, like, I feel like with most things, they kind of bring up the price on you slowly. Like, they ain't even let me put my foot in the water. You know what I'm saying? They just said, oh, it's up $10 type shit. So New York City is becoming very expensive, and I think that's one of the reasons why people are leaving. And just the, what's that called? The life, like the life you get out of it. I guess, I mean, you can get a quality of life, and we're going to be talking about quality over quantity today, which is funny. But the quality of life in New York City is there. I don't want to turn into what happened in the last podcast, but we could talk city life a little bit. We could talk about it. I feel like the quality of life can be there in New York City. There's so much opportunity. There's so much to do out here, you know, on a good day. It's always something going on. I think I said this in the summertime, like last summer, especially when the COVID numbers went down and stuff like that. I remember I would leave the house just to go do something small, minuscule, and it was something going on. Like, I swear to God, I remember I went to my friend's hair show. On my way to the hair show, it was like, first of all, that street was blocked off. Oh, but that was because it was on Juneteenth, though. But even still, like, it was just like everybody was doing something for Juneteenth. There was like mass stuff going on. One time I went to, me and family was just going out to eat. I forgot the name of the restaurant. It's pretty popular. But when we get there, why is a party on the street, honey? Cameras, photographers. I said, what in the hell? One time I just wanted to go get, I think Shake Shack up near like Williamsburg or whatever. I'm like, I don't need to order some Uber Eats. Let me go outside and get some fresh air. Child, the world was just so damn loud. Like, it's just like, it's something always going on in the city. So I'll give it that. If you into like just always having something to do, yes. There is some idiocracies with New York City though. You know, like, for instance, I was bringing up how like the Joe Biden thing, like, take me out to dinner. Like, yes, that video is funny, but this is the bullshit we deal with in New York City. Like, just the level of just nonsense. Like, sometimes you don't want to deal with that. Like, you want to go home. You don't want to deal with no crackhead or somebody being mental health issue type. Somebody acting like they fight. Like, sometimes you don't want to deal with that. Especially if you're raising kids out here. Kids see stuff like that. They're like, what's going on? I'm like, I don't even know. You know what I'm saying? So, sometimes shit get kind of old. The train, now, you know, I was talking to my coworker and she was like, today at J Street, it was so much police. And I was like, oh, wow, I wonder why. She said lately at J Street, it's been so much police. And I was like, I wonder why. And she was like, maybe because people keep getting pushed in the train tracks. And I'm like, exactly. Like, why the fuck is people pushing people in the goddamn train tracks? Like, what the fuck? Like, we trying to go home, you pushing people in the fucking train tracks, bitch. Like, it's just like certain stuff is like, I get it. Like, people who not from here, y'all might find it funny, and well, I don't find it funny if somebody getting pushed to train tracks, but I'm just saying, like, certain shit, like, it look real cute on TikTok and Instagram, or Insta story, whatever the fuck, but that shit could be draining sometimes. Like, if you having a bad motherfucking day, because I got my license at 24, which is very late. But the average New Yorker gets their license at 25, so I'm pretty proud of that. I got my car, I want to say within the same year. So I took the train for a good chunk of my life, you know. And I was on the train, you know. I wasn't just using the train to go to work. I was using the train to go to the clubs. This is very, very pre-pandemic, honey. Like, where Uber was it just didn't impress me. You feel me? Like, I used to get on the train. Yo, I could tell y'all some stuff. Like, I could write a book just about how you can hide your heels in your bag and wear your purse, keep the flats and the bitch and the this and the that. Girl. But, yeah, I used to take the train a lot. And some days, especially when you're coming from work, people being annoying, that shit get kind of old. Like, if you're having a bad day at work, and then somebody come on the train acting rowdy, or niggas start dancing on the train, that shit get annoying, bro. Like, on one day, you might be having a good day, and then you don't give a fuck. But for the most part, it's not all glitz and glamour, honey. And then the nice areas is mad bread, like $6,000 a month for rent and shit, $5,000 a month for rent. And it's just like, what the fuck? So, it's a lot of nonsense that go on over here. The streets is not getting cleaned as much as it used to prior to COVID. So, you know, I get it, but I'm also on the other side of the spectrum where, like, I kind of want to raise my kids in New York City, which is weird because I grew up in New York City, and I think it's a comfort issue, too. It's kind of like a toxic relationship for me. My husband finds that it's a lot of opportunity here, whatever, you know, I don't know. For me, I'm in a weird space with all of it. It's like, I want to stay here and thrive out here and make it out here. Like, I can make it in New York City. Like, I feel like it's like a goal of mine. But then it's like, but do I really need to make it out here? Like, is it that serious? Like, who is it for me? You know, like, so we'll figure it out. Like, it's definitely a conversation piece, or whatever the case may be. Didn't mean to kill y'all ears with that, but interesting. I don't know where you guys live, the listeners live. Like I said, I know some people live in small towns and they feel bored. They feel like they don't fit in, and New York City is a place they could call home. And I definitely agree with that. I love the diversity, and like that certain stuff is not abnormal to me. Like, you know, when I hear about like the way like maybe a gay person is treated or a trans person is treated, or even just different races and things are treated, it's like abnormal to me. Like, you do come accustomed to certain things, like living in a city, and you can be comfortable being yourself here, definitely. But it's up to you, you know. It's definitely up to you. For me, I'm in a weird space personally. I do sometimes really want to stay here, but I can't see myself nowhere else sometimes, but I don't know. We shall see. Anyway, that was off on a tangent. It's funny when I record, like, and don't do video recording, I feel like I talk way more because I'm not, like, in front of a camera or maybe or something. I don't know. But it just makes me talk way more. But yes, let's get into the scuttlebutt of it all. So first things first, I want to talk about some things that didn't happen this week. Well, one of them happened this week, but I wanted to talk about the Michael Todd situation. Even though it's old news, sorry y'all, my ring is ringing. So yeah, my ring just rang. I had a package from Amazon, so yeah. Anyway, y'all getting real live. You feel me? But anyway, I want to talk about the Michael Todd situation. And that was why I was so mad I didn't come up last week, because I really wanted to talk about that situation. So with him, I just felt like, all right, the incident was disgusting. Okay, let's step back. I do watch Transformation Church. I like the way Michael Todd preaches, because sometimes he could be a bit much. But one thing I do like about Michael Todd, though, is that he's very real, very straight to the point. Like, I feel like I watch lots of pastors, and that's one thing I'm going to talk about, is like not prescribing to one pastor. I watch Darius Daniels. I watch Sarah Jakes. Sometimes I watch T.D. Jakes. Stephen Furtick. Like, I can name tons of pastors. Like, I'm the type of person, like, I'll, like, wake up and I'll be like, sermons. That's all I type in the sermons. And then I'll look at the title or whatever, and I'll just click on it and I'll watch it. And listen, I usually can relate to most of the things that are being talked about anyway, so I don't really subscribe to one pastor. Michael Todd, though, I do like to listen to Transformation Church's sermons all the time. Like, I don't really like to miss a Sunday. Like, I'll listen to it on the podcast on Monday. So with him, well, with the church in general, I must say that I am a more dedicated listener than I am with other pastors. I'll give it that. But what I do like about him is that he's very realistic. Like, I feel like with a lot of pastors, they like will bring up a scripture, but they won't say exactly what they're talking about. Like, for instance, especially when I grew up, I used to go to CCC. Y'all probably know CCC, Pastor A.R. Bernard, pretty popular church. I lived very close to it. And I just remember growing up and going to church, like, I always felt like pastors were very shady. Like, y'all know what I'm talking about? Like, they'll, like, talk. I even went to a church also. I won't say what church because, yeah. But, it was, like, of a family person. And, they would just be shady. Like, they would bring up a scripture and they won't say directly what they're talking about, but you would kind of know. Like, they never went too real world with it. Like, with Michael Todd, he's very real world. So he'll say something and then be like, and that's what some of y'all is doing, dating men that you know you're not supposed to be with, like stuff like that. Like, I like stuff like that. Or he's very transparent. He'll be like, yeah, I used to be addicted to pornography, or like, so I like people who keep it real. Like, he'll really use real life issues. Like, or you want to quit that job because you had a bad day, but God might open that door for you to stay there just a little longer. Like, because those are things that we deal with. You know what I'm saying? Like, those are real life things. So I like to hear real life issues with the Bible. Moving on. So I just want to give him that. I think he pushed it too far with the real life issue stuff, because he gets very real. He is very real, very authentic. If you ever watch some of his sermons, and I just want to say too, that sermon was very good. He did not need to spit in his hand and spit on his brother's face like that. Because I listened to the sermon. I said, let me listen to this whole sermon to see why he spit in that man's face. Not because I thought it was right. It was disgusting. First of all, I didn't even watch it. But I just heard so many commentary, and I heard how the spit was dripping from his face. And, child. Once I heard him gather the spit up from his throat, honey, I said, oh, honey, the devil is working overtime today, honey. He got to repent that, because you don't do no shit like that. Not at church, honey. And even you heard the crowd said, oh, I was like, this shit is banana boat. But yeah, he spinning his hand to show the representation of when God spinning his hand and then the blind man became blind. And you're not God. That's number one. So he shouldn't have did that in the first place. Number two, off the rip, like, I just want to know who's around him. I think that this is a representation of people becoming so egotistical because he is a really big pastor. You know, he's very well known from his relationship goals sermon. And I think some people take the influence too serious. And they think that they're just so influential that they can do anything. And I always pray, like, if I ever get big from Bristol or whatever, you know, that I never ever feel like I'm so big I could do nonsense. You know, I feel like a lot of times when people reach a certain level, they really lose sight of reality. Like, yeah, people fuck with you, but we're also not dumb. Like, I like Pastor Michael Todd, but you think you spitting in your hand and putting that shit on somebody's face, like, I'm gonna stand by that shit. And that goes, like, to show you, like, you need to keep a group of people around you, at least one or two people with, that's gonna be like, you about dumb as you look if you think you could go spit in somebody's motherfucking face. Just off the strength of COVID. Because everybody is always COVID. Everything is COVID. You should know you can't spit in nobody's motherfucking face whether that was your brother or not. And you know that everything is not going to be interpreted properly. Not everybody know that nigga is your brother. That's number one. I watched all his sermons. I didn't know that man was his brother. I do see him in his sermons a lot, but I didn't know that was his brother. You know what I'm saying? Like, you, like, who said, like, that means somebody gassed him up and was like, that shit fire, like, or they probably was like, you could do it, like, also, I think somebody probably said you shouldn't, and they were still, then he kind of tried to convince them why he should, and then they kind of fell for it, because I heard he did it before with mud. So that shows me that he knew not to put no damn spit on nobody's face. If you did it before you was, like, really popular with mud, that means at one point in time you said, I can't put no damn spit on my brother's face, so let's do mud. You know what I'm saying? That means that he knows that he shouldn't have done that shit. You know what I'm saying? He's saying that, oh, you know, sometimes God's vision for you can be really nasty, you know. And I, the sermon, like, honestly, if y'all get the time, just when he starts spitting this shit, bitch, just fast forward. Because, honestly, that sermon was really good. It's so unfortunate that he did that. Because it was really a good word. But, yeah, I just want to say it was disgusting. And that's coming from somebody who listens to Michael Todd. But what I will say, and it's not to defend what he did, is that I feel like it's a lot of people that kind of like over-idolize people. And this is not just with pastors. This is with celebrities. This is with your favorite Instagrammer or your favorite TikToker, whatever the fuck. Some of y'all idolize these motherfuckers too much and y'all put them at too much of a high standard. Because one thing, for sure, is that we are human and we all fall short. They said we all fall short of the glory of God. That's one of my favorite scriptures. Okay? You guys will learn. But people fall short, and especially pastors. Like me, I don't hold no pastor to no high expectation. I know back in the day that's what it was. Especially a man. A man's flesh is the weakest of them all. God made their flesh weak as hell, bitch. Okay? So I don't expect it. I would not prefer it. But even when I hear these pastors and these infidelity shit, I'm like, they still a man at the end of the day. I'm not saying that it's right. But I know that, yes, they could preach the word, but they are human. They are flawed. They are not God. They just happen to know how to preach the word. Okay? So these people are going to do dumb stuff. Like what Michael Todd did was dumb. So I get that people living in this mindset of like, he's a pastor, he should know better. Really? You think so? You really stand by that statement? Like, you mess with your moms, you think your mom should know better, but sometimes your mom do stupid shit, your dad do stupid shit, your grandma, your grandpa. You feel me? Maybe some of y'all look up to your older siblings, right? Sometimes they might do silly stuff, right? So for me, that was like something I feel like we all need to stop trying to like interpret or like try to make it seem like, oh, they're a pastor, they should know better. Like I that kind of annoys me because I feel like I get it. They own the church. They speak the word. They speak the Bible. Blah, blah, blah. But one thing, you're supposed to listen to the word, not the man. Right? So if Pastor Todd is preaching something, and that's why I'm happy that people were like, that was disgusting, even though he's a pastor. And I was also happy that he apologized too, because my biggest fear too with all of the scrutiny was that he was going to come there and say God led him to do that. And if he would have did that, that was my biggest worry, because this is why so many people stray so far away from religion, because of nonsense like this. And then if he would have said, "Oh, I did it because God told me to," it would just shake the room, honey. Like, it was just, and I was just happy he said what I did wasn't right. I spoke to my brother, and I was like, good. Like, you owning up to the stupid shit you did, like, and not trying to like push it on God. You know what I'm saying? Because one thing about me too, I am religious. I am a Christian. I am a God believer. My faith is very strong. And if you are a God believer, you could look at Pastor Todd and say, he was wrong, but he's a child of God, and he is flawed, and it's like, there's nothing we can do about that, Romans 3:23-25 says, "For all have sinned and all fall short of the glory of God, and are justified by his grace as a gift through the redemption that is in Christ Jesus," which is like one of my favorite scriptures. But he's gonna fall short. We may not see all of his shortcomings, but like they say, you're not supposed to worship the man. You're supposed to listen to the word when you go to church. Another thing too that I was thinking of too, I was like, all the spiritual people about to enter the damn chat, bitch. All the people who into the rocks and the stones and the witchery, bitch. All right, number one, like, and this is why people fall so far from God and religion, because of this shit. My thing is like, it is like, for like people who spiritual, it's no room for y'all to judge. That's just my opinion, because a lot of people could look at people who are really spiritual and say, why the fuck are you putting all your energy into a rock, right? And then you'll come up with all these theories as to why the rock is powerful, and all these things, and all these gods, and all these things that you got going on in the universe, and the energy and the powers and the shit that be. And people look at that shit and think it's strange, whether they religious or not. So yeah, people look at people who are religious and say, how you believe in somebody you never seen? I could look at you and say, how the fuck you believe in a rock? Like, respectfully. Or people who play with candles and shit. Like, that shit is considered weird to some people. Like, dead ass. Like, so it kind of like, oh, you see they doing dumb shit like spitting in their hand and putting in their brother's face, but you playing with candles in your house. Niggas is playing with tarot cards. You feel me? And that bothers me too with the spiritual people sometimes, because like, I'm seeing people doing tarot card readings. Y'all motherfuckers playing with tarot cards, my nigga. Like, and you'll get a tarot card reading from somebody you don't know on Instagram. Back in the day, you went to a psychic to get a tarot card reading. Like, it was just like a small chunk of people who really like use tarot cards. But now everybody's doing it, and they're charging people to get readings. Like, these people don't know what the fuck they talking about. Like, so even I find that weird. So I know there's a group of people just like me that find that shit weird. Like, I don't think, if y'all want to get tarot card readings, float your fucking boat, bitch. But at the end of the day, I think you should be careful who you have reading your journey, because you listening to somebody who's not really specialized in that shit. A lot of people's buying tarot cards and still learning about it. That's something that's definitely not my forte, as if you're a Christian or a believer. But my thing is like, niggas think that shit is weird. What else? People into astrology. A lot of people, I remember back in the day, niggas used to be like, oh, that shit is fake. It wasn't even, a lot of the stuff that people who are spiritual do, people didn't hate it because of religion. People just thought the shit was weird. Like, motherfuckers really thought that shit was dumb weird. Like, when you was into that shit, you was a dead ass weirdo. Like, it wasn't even, it had nothing to do with because I believe in God. It was just like, you play with tarot cards, you play with candles, you a witch, you fucking, like, you into astrology. Like, yeah, some people do the Scorpio, I'm a Scorpio, or Aries or whatever. I don't even play with signs anymore. Like, I don't even, that's how close I've gotten to God. Like, I don't read like, oh, the Scorpio does this and this and that, because I used to know growing up back in the day, people used to be like, y'all be following under these stars and stuff, y'all don't even know what the fuck y'all talking about. But I used to go mad hard because I used to be like, every time I read my astrology reading, it seemed true. Like, I used to be like that or whatever. But yeah, I used to know people used to be like, that shit is fake. But now astrology is like this big fucking ordeal or whatever, and then people believe in it. But that's just my thing about spiritual people entering the chat, is that I feel like a lot of times they enter the chat and don't realize that it's a lot of shit people could look at y'all and say, y'all weird as fuck. And yes, Michael Todd is disgusting for putting spit in his hand and rubbing it and shaking it like dice and putting it on his brother's face. But some could say that it's weird that you're playing with candles. Like, respectfully, like, it's fucking weird. Like, or it's weird you're tracking stars and shit. Like, it's weird. This shit is weird to some people. Like, so I feel like the spiritual people need to tread lightly. And other people in general too need to tread fucking lightly. Motherfuckers who not that religious but kind of religious, or they atheists and agnostic. A lot of y'all motherfuckers is talking about Michael Todd spitting in his hand and putting spit on people's motherfucking face. Y'all be spitting in niggas' throats when y'all having sex with them. Spitting in bitches' coochies and spitting on penis. Spitting on the goddamn floor in the damn street, bitch. And that shit is nasty. Okay? You're nasty. You're freaky. Okay? Somebody can look at you and say, bitch, you be spitting in niggas' mouth. Or nigga, you be spitting in your bitch mouth. Okay? You're nasty. You're just doing it in close quarters. And somebody can say, that's why it was really more nasty to me, because he did it on camera. Bitch, it would have been nasty whether he did it on camera or not. So it's a lot of y'all doing real freaky deaky bullshit. You're doing nasty shit. You're rude. You're disrespectful. And then gonna have the nerve to say, he nasty. This is why I don't like religion. Da-da-da. Yes, he's a pastor, but like I said, he's human first. He is not God. That man is not God. That's why he did some dumb shit like that. Okay? So that's just my take on that. And that's just that on that. Period. The next thing I want to talk about is the Tasha.K and Cardi B lawsuit. I already knew. I don't know why. I just knew Tasha.K was going to lose. It wasn't that I was wishing she lost, because I fuck with Tasha.K heavy. Like I said, I feel like she's that girl. She gives the tea. She is that. She gives it. It just didn't look in the cards for her. I do think she could have maybe got a better lawyer, because, you know, I think what Tasha.K really fucked up is, one thing with Tasha.K, she drags it. Like, she'll drag a story in all her videos, bitch. Like, so I think it came off more as like a bully thing. She could have still possibly, maybe, I'm thinking like, could Tasha.K have won that lawsuit if she had a better lawyer? You know, I'm not sure. I heard she's gonna read the transcripts, and I'm actually interested in reading it, just because I'm a podcaster, number one. I go on YouTube. I will definitely be pushing up videos again soon, and I talk about celebrities sometimes, you know, and stuff like that. So for me, I want to, you know, I'm interested in these things, like, not just so I could be careful, but it's just interesting. I myself allegedly feel like, I feel like Cardi B allegedly sued her out of spite. She don't give a fuck. Okay, she does give a fuck, because I would give a fuck somebody walk around saying I got a fucking STD, bitch. Or, you know, saying I was selling my pussy, you know, and I allegedly wasn't. But I feel like it was more spiteful, and that's my issue with Cardi B too, is that she always coming for black bloggers. Like, why you don't sue E! News? You wait for them to say, no, sue them niggas. Sue E!, sue Daily Mail when you talk about your daughter. Sue these people. Sue them. You get what I'm saying? Because she disrespected the lady who owned the Shade Room over because she posted Offset was cheating on you, and that nigga really was, and they had the receipts to back it up, and then you're gonna post the CEO of the Shade Room and call her a fucking water buffalo, bitch? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's where, like, I don't feel like, this is the thing. I don't feel like Cardi B is racist. I feel like she's from the gutter. Like, she was really from the Bronx. She was really that girl. She hung around black people, all that. But I do feel like even sometimes when you grow up in a certain neighborhood, like, she might have been through things with black women more so than Hispanic women because she wasn't really around them. And sometimes they be having this small hatred still against black women. Maybe she feel like she was always bullied by black women, but bitch, you was probably bullied by black women because you was around them so much. Like, me, even when I was bullied, I was mostly by black women, but that's because I'm in an environment where it's mostly black people. Even there's black people that were mostly bullied by white people if they grew up in a suburban area with mostly white people. But I still feel like sometimes people hold that, especially when they're of a different race. So they might feel like black women don't like me because I'm Hispanic, and it's not that. It's like, and that's what be killing me, especially somebody like a Cardi B. You know what I'm saying? Like, who has this very outlandish personality, who has seems to have a very smart mouth. It be those girls that be swearing like black women be hating on them, and you about the rudest, most disrespectful, most loud, most obnoxious motherfucking person that you would drive not only a black woman insane, a white woman, your Latin woman, an Indian woman, an Asian woman insane. You get what I'm saying? So that's just my thing with that. I just feel like it was potentially done out of spite. I feel like Tasha.K is gonna be fine after this. I do hear a lot. I didn't know she had. Well, somebody like Tasha.K would have a lot of haters. I don't know why I'm surprised by that, but she has a lot of haters. A lot of people are very unimpressed with her. I see like the comments. Like, oh, Tasha.K is done. Like, so many people mad hype she lost the case. I didn't know people was hating on her like that. Like, damn. But, you know, when you talk shit about people, because Tasha.K got a mouth on her. I'll tell you that much. Even sometimes I'm like, damn, she a little harsh. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it's only up from here for her. I don't like, I like that she's trying to appeal it. Because I love somebody who fights for what they believe in. But I do also feel like she just, in some ways, she is being a sore loser because how can I say? I feel like what she did was wrong. And sometimes when you fuck up, you fuck up. You feel me? Now, $4 million is nasty bread. You feel me? That's a lot of money. I might appeal that shit too. You feel me? You feel me? I'm gonna appeal a case. You feel me? You can always try. Ain't no harm in trying. You know what I'm saying? So I get it. I get where she's coming from 100%. Why she might want to appeal it. Maybe she's just simply mad at Cardi B as well. She didn't want to lose because, you know, she didn't really, you know, she didn't like Cardi B. It was clear as day she didn't like the woman. And that's just that on that. I don't know. I don't know how the appeal is gonna work out. I kind of really, I'm happy Cardi B won, but I really feel bad that Tasha.K lost. It's like a weird spectrum. It's a weird in between space to be in. So yeah, those are like the two top things I wanted to talk about. I'm trying to think that anything special happen that I care about. No, not. I wanted to say R.I.P. to Regina King's son. That was unfortunate. That was crazy, especially that she lost him to suicide. It's so unfortunate. R.I.P. to Andre Leon Talley, a fashion. He just gave great fashion word. Yeah, it's crazy out here. That was really the two top things I wanted to talk about. Do I want to talk about that? Not really, because I don't play with pregnancy, but I ain't gonna front. Rihanna is giving me pregnancy. She usually, and look, when everybody says she pregnant, I'm always the top one. Like, she's just probably got a little thing, and I always be right. Because you could tell, like, I hate when people, because they be saying that she pregnant like 10, 20 times, and that could fuck up your mental health. But this time, I don't know if she toying with us, but I don't know. Like, she moving kind of funny, but she been dressing baggy for a minute lately. So that's, I'm like, But it was like 2 pictures I saw, and I was like, I don't know. And her nose got a little wide. But I'm like, sometimes when you gain weight, your nose get a little wide. Because it didn't get really wide, you know. But I don't know if she toying with us or not. But if she is, oh my gosh, I will flip. I will die. I will be ecstatic. Like, I'm kind of hoping she is. No lie. I'm kind of like, oh my gosh, please let her be pregnant. Please let her be pregnant. I don't know why. I'm just in a mood for a Riri baby. Like, I'm here for it. But, yeah, that's all the tea I got for y'all right now. This is going to be a long pod. Maybe not. I don't know. But what is today's topic? Today we are talking about quality over quantity. Does it work better in different situations? Example, money, relationships, experience, and working, things like that. Why do I want to talk about this topic? I wrote some of these topics down. I don't know. And it's funny because we just talking about the quality of life in New York City. I wish I knew exactly why I brought this topic up, but I can't really remember. But I just feel like too lately, like even with me, like even when I look around my apartment, like I remember when me and Femi first moved in together, and me and Femi never had an apartment. We always had a room. So we kind of like moved our rooms into our apartment. And that was one thing I said. It was like, I don't want a lot of stuff. Like, I just want a room full of stuff. Like, whatever we got, that's what we got. Now, I don't feel like we have an abundance of stuff still, even. I wish it was more minimalistic, though. But that's just a design issue, I feel like. So, I kind of, like, don't like clutter. I don't think anybody likes clutter. But even, like, styling design-wise, I kind of try to be, like, minimalistic. I'm not really like okay, let's say fashion. They say quality over quantity. Now, with quality sometimes comes money. You feel me? So I feel like with fashion, for my wage, I can't always do quality. But I still feel like you can do quantity and quality. I mean, like, you could have a shirt that's not of good quality, but you don't have to buy an abundance of it. You get what I'm saying? Like, I feel like you can still have that quality over quantity. Sometimes quality doesn't have to be just in terms of the goodness of it or the condition of it or how long it'll last. It's just like what it gives you. Sometimes people feel like people forget that. It's like, yes, all your clothes might be from Forever 21 or who else, like, may not have the best, maybe H&M or whatever, Fashion Nova. But you don't have to buy thousands of clothes. Granted, a lot of people who shop on these, like, fashion sites tend to buy a lot of clothes on these fashion sites, right? Because they're so cheap. And then they always give you 60% off, so then you be like, or if you spend $150, you can get free shipping. And next thing you know, you be done have 15 items for $150. And now you got 15 items of clothes that you ain't gonna never wear. Like, I ain't gonna front, like, I'll buy things on, like, Pretty Little Thing, Boohoo, and never wear it again. Like just for a photo op type shit. Like, it's certain, oh my gosh. And I think about that, but whatever. So I feel like, it's for instance with YouTube. A lot of people say, with YouTube, it's quantity over quality, which I think is true. Like, you could get really far with just using your iPhone camera. You don't need these nice fancy cameras. For me, I love a good camera. If I could get a new camera, I would. Like, I'm big on quality too, in terms of like where I stay, like for vacation, or like when I walk into a store, a nail salon. Like, it's aesthetic. It's first presentation for me. Even when I watch videos on YouTube too, like, I like when the camera quality is good. Like, I really do. Or the editing is really good. That could be, I'm wondering if other people who aren't like super duper creative are like that though. Like, I'm curious. So sometimes quality for me is quality or quantity. It depends. Like, I feel like when you want to push content, like for instance, Britt says, I gotta give you an episode every week. So it's quantity. Remember, I used to give y'all seasons, and I'm like, oh, I can't do seasons because then people will forget about me. So I have to give y'all quantity. When I do a season, though, you getting more quality because I'm prepping the season. I'm able to get guests. I'm able to give you promotion. I'm able to give you most likely you won't miss a video for that whole season because it's already being taped for months. It's just quality. You're going to get better quality. You're going to get better editing. You're going to get your videos on time all the time. But that's the thing. When you're a creator, even like celebrities, artists, singers, rappers, they gotta kind of constantly push out music or be doing something, whether they're on a TV show or they're starting a clothing line or whatever the fuck they got going on to stay relevant. Once you fade out the fucking picture, people easily forget about you. And that's the most annoying shit about this. I feel about being a creator is like, sometimes you feel like you can't get a break until you like really big. I give myself grace and breaks. It may not benefit me in the long run, but that's fine. Like, that's the good thing I like about podding is like, it's kind of like for you per se. Like, I feel like I pod for me, not just for everybody. So that's the good thing with podcasting. But I do feel like, I gotta push out content. I want to do promos. I want to do this and I want to do that. Like, I do feel like that. And I feel like that's the thing with like being a creator is that you gotta give quality and quantity. Cause you can't be putting up no bogus photos. You feel me? Like, it has to be quality. Your videos gotta be, quality, but it has to be often. Like, you gotta push it out once a week. On YouTube, they saying you should be pushing out 3 videos a week if you really want to get your subscribers up and shit. So it's crazy, like, and I was just thinking about that. Like, I heard allegedly, like, when I was looking into the Cardi B and Tasha.K lawsuit, that Tasha.K brings in $140K a year, which is good money, in my opinion. She lives in Atlanta or Georgia, I should say Georgia State, because I know she lives in Atlanta. I feel like she's a YouTuber. She's her own boss. She doesn't have to deal with nobody's shit. I'm not sure how often Tasha.K puts up videos. But to be honest, when I was thinking about it, but Tasha.K is not like that super influencer. Like 140K is a lot, but the amount of work you put in as a creator, I would need to be bringing in more cash than that. Like, me, I only make a video once a week. I remember I was just putting on the makeup, came in front of the camera for an hour, and it was a lot. Especially if you're working full time. And then even when I was doing the pictures, then I was putting up the quotes, I was creating content. When I was editing content for my Insta stories, it was a lot of work. And especially if you're doing it yourself, and even if you're not doing it yourself, that's still a lot of work to have workers doing that and paying those people and managing people and managing staff. Just, it's like a big job for just 140K in my opinion. That's what I was thinking, but it's still good ass money. You know what I'm saying? And you just constantly have to push out content. And I'm pretty sure it takes a lot to have to engage with people to give you the tea. You got to do the research to make sure the tea is real or her wine is real. She says that sometimes the feds be checking in on her like, oh, we want to use your video for this, and I'm pretty sure she be getting cease and desist letters, and she catching lawsuits, bitch. Like, bitch, I gotta bring in more income for all this fuckery. You feel me? She gotta have lawyers on deck. She got a staff on deck. She got a production team, bitch. So $140K, if that is what she's making to me, girl. Then she got 2 kids. She got her husband. She got a house. She got to pay a mortgage, bitch. All that shit. Once you do the math, you probably hitting a lick. And that's what too. I don't want to get back on the lawsuit. That was one of the things too, where I was like, fuck, because a lot of times lawsuits is really what fuck up a lot of these YouTubers is lawsuits. Like, it'll bring you to fucking bankruptcy, bitch. Like, that's when people start falling off the radar, is like when they start falling into some shit with money. So yeah, I might donate or something. I gotta give her like $10. But anyway, so I feel like quantity and quality is important in business, right? Like, if you want to be like an entrepreneur, you have to give quantity and quality. You just gotta push if you want to be an entrepreneur. Work. I was thinking about quality over quantity with work experience, because a lot of jobs always say they want somebody with experience, and I'm like, you want quantity, like, yeah, somebody with 10, 15 years experience, but you could get good ass quality with somebody who may not have work experience, but they've been editing videos in their house for 5 years. They know how to use Photoshop or whatever the fuck you looking for. Like, when people trying to change their careers and shit, like, you might get something of quality. You feel me? Relationships. Oh, how can relationships, I don't know why I wrote that out. How can relationships be quality over quantity? I mean, let's put it this way. There are some people, men and women, who like to serial date. Some people enjoy being single to like dead ass really enjoy being single. I used to actually enjoy being single until I got committed. And like I tell y'all all the time, if I like, God forbid something happened to me and for me, I'm going back for the ring. Okay, I want to get married to me. Okay, I'm very, very big on quality when it comes to relationships and dating. And as we all should be. I feel like sometimes people date, they're serial daters, and they kind of keep dating thinking that they're going to find something extremely perfect, but I also think that they're also scared to commit, right? Also too, even a market of like men and women do this, you know, they like to juggle men or juggle women, depending on whoever you date. Like, you like to juggle partners, let me say partners, or whatever the case may be. Like, I was never into that. Like, I can't date 3, 4, 5 people at the same time. Like, to me, I'd rather have quality of life. Okay, I'd rather date one, and some people like, yeah, you need to date 2, 3, just in case you have one nigga fall off. If he fall off, I'll just find a new one, bitch. Because I can't, like, I'm not interested in nothing y'all motherfuckers got going on. Okay? But, you know, before most topics, even though I was talking for mad long, what do we like to do? Expand our minds. So, I found an article on lifegoalsmag.com titled Quality Over Quantity, Why Being a Minimalist Makes You Happier, written by Kelly A. It says quality over quantity is a common phrase you hear these days. But what exactly does it mean? It means that quantity will never make you happy. Lots of something is never a good thing. Friends, clothes, gadgets. These won't truly make you feel fulfilled. It doesn't matter how much of something you have. What matters is the quality of what you have. Will it last? Is it sustainable? Does it fill the void that it intends to? Minimalists are some of the happiest people on earth, and they get by with just that minimal stuff. What they do have serves its purpose well. Why would they need more? So tell me, why do you need more clothes, the latest laptop, more friends? Really? Sit back and think about why. The truth is, you don't need any of it. Does it make you happy deep down? Probably not. When you spend time nurturing and appreciating what you have, you practice gratitude. Practicing gratitude, we love gratitude on Brit Says, is one of the best ways to create and sustain a positive attitude. Happiness comes from being grateful for what you have. And when you are grateful for the blessings in your life, you stop this incessant need for more and more and more. Okay, so I love it. I love it. So that's true. That's a good read. Why quality is more important than quantity in most things is because you can build a sense of gratefulness of what you have. I really wish I would love to be like a super minimalist. I'm very, like, she brought up friends. I think I'm really good with that. Like, I actually don't even like making more friends. I'm happy with the friends I have. And just like clothes and stuff, like that little snippet made me like want to throw out clothes that I feel like I would never wear. But actually though, I'm gonna keep it a bucky rule, because sometimes, like, when people invite me places, I'm always like, I'm gonna get a new outfit. But guess what? By the time the week come, I'm like, oh, I don't even have time to go to the mall. I don't have time to do this. And I end up, like, putting pieces together in my closet. And it's just like, okay, this is cute. This fit is cute. Like, type shit. Like, I really tend to do that a lot. I've done that a few times. I'm like, fuck, I ain't buying nothing for this event. And then I find something in the closet. And I'm like, that'll work. Like, and it works. So, I don't want to go too crazy being super minimalist, because then next thing you know, now you be done throwing everything the fuck out. Now you gotta buy new shit. Now you wasting money, honey. Okay? So, I'm gonna keep my clothes in my damn closet or whatever. I do want to throw out some stuff for other reasons, but I'm gonna be careful with that. So I think you guys should be careful too. Just in case you listen to the podcast, you're like, I'm about to throw all my shit away. And the next thing you know, I don't like, even when I say it, it sounds crazy. Like, I don't want to be that person that's like, I might need this in 3 years. But some stuff you dead might need in 3 years. Like, my parents, one thing about them, like, my cousin came over here to my apartment. And she kept asking me, do I have this? Do I have that? And I dead didn't have it. And I was like, she so accustomed to us always having certain things, because you thinking about when I lived with my parents. My parents got things you would never think somebody would have. Like, I would be like, yo, I don't know, I'm trying to think of something weird that you might need. And they be like, oh, we got that. Like, why you even got that shit in the house, bro? Yo, I had wanted to get something laminated. I used to, like, draw croquis. I don't know if you have to say croquis, or like fashion, like, you know, like you draw outfits with the people in the fashion outfits or whatever. So I had a lot of these pictures that I drew, like just these outfits that I drew when I was in college and stuff, like fashion design, fashion illustrations or whatever. And it was still on the paper, and I didn't want it to get damaged or anything, and I didn't want to throw it out. So I was like talking to my mom, like, oh, I wanted to get something laminated. Where would I go to get it laminated? Is it Staples? I'm looking at Staples. Staples was kind of pricey, whatever. And it's like a few things. Here my mother go, oh, I got a laminator at the house. Why the fuck you got a laminator? She like, I teach. And I'm like, Ma, she got a label maker. Like, they be having mad unnecessary stuff in the house. Like, one time, I think I was like, it was during the pandemic. I had wanted to make like a cake topper for Femi. And I was like, oh, I need like a stick or something like to make the cake topper. Oh, we got that in the house. Like, everything. These people got everything in the damn house. So I feel like it's benefits to kind of having unnecessary stuff. But their house is not junky. They're not hoarders at all whatsoever. They just got every damn thing. And respectfully, it come in handy. Like, I guess, like, you just never know when you might need some bullshit. Like, that's just how I look at it, I guess, with them. Like, that's what I think about is, like, my parents. They're not hoarders. Like, their house is always clean. But they just have weird-ass shit. Like, but you dead might need it, or somebody might need it. Like, my cousin came over here. I know some of y'all might carry this in your house. This is not like an uncommon thing not to have in your house, but she needed Q-tips. Actually, from me, like Q-tips. So that's we probably just ran out. And I'm like, I don't got no Q-tips. Like, certain stuff, like, we just don't have in the house. Like, and she thought I had. She's like, you got Vaseline? Like, my mom and dad, you go to their house, they might have Vaseline. Like, for no reason. Don't nobody use this shit. They will find that shit somewhere like, you know what? I do got Vaseline. Like, why the, like, it's not wrong with having Vaseline, but it's like, you'll never see them use Vaseline, but they just so happen to have it. Like, they're like those type of people. You know what I'm saying? So, it's just mad funny. So, cause like, do you have Vaseline? I'm like, no. And then she was kind of getting like an attitude, like I was lying to her. And I'm like, we don't use Vaseline in this house. Like, this is not a Vaseline house. Like, we use regular fucking lotion. Like, why do I have Vaseline if we don't use it? My parents is the type to use lotion and have Vaseline in the house anyway. Like, I don't fucking know why. So she was thinking I was lying to her. And then she said, oh, I found the little Vaseline. I was like, where? And it was like the tiny one that people carry around and put on their lips. I was like, oh, that's probably Femi's. Because I don't use Vaseline. I don't remember the last time I bought a jug of Vaseline. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, she was just asking, do we have all this stuff? I'm like, girl, we just moved here. Like, the fuck? Like, like, you know what I'm saying? So, I guess it's some benefits in just, like, having shit in your house. I guess, in that sense. Like, I just feel like whenever I go to my parents' house, like, anything I need, they have. So, that's one good way to look at it. I don't know. But I feel like she said if you have more so quality things, you're more appreciative of the things and things that last long, and things become more sentimental, and you know, just more appreciative. Even like with money, because money was one of the things I brought up. Do you need lots of money? Like, sometimes I'm thinking like, I see celebrities like committing suicide. They got all this money. And sometimes I'm like even scared to have so much money. Like, I think about how my family might turn on me when my friends try to treat me differently. Or like, see with the Michael Todd situation, like they let him do that dumb shit because he got fucking money. And I was listening, I remember I told you I was listening to Fetty Wap interview with DJ Academics, and when you got so much money, it's like people don't want to say the truth to you. They want to be cool with you. Like, it's weird. It's like a weird flex. Like, I don't know. It's interesting. It's very interesting. So that's my thing with money too, is like, I want to have quality friends and family and people around me. Like, I feel like when you regular, like, everybody around you really fucks with you because there's nothing you could do for them. Is that fucked up? That's how crazy. Like, you could do stuff for them, but it's like, you can't do but so much. Like, but then when money gets involved, it's like, people might want to be a fake friend, like your OD friend. Like, they want to be your friend now. Like, they want to tell you they love you all the time, all of a sudden. Like, shit just changed. Like, and that's why you got to watch your circle close too, because you need to see who's there for you in your hard times, your dark times, who hit you up just to check in on you to see if you fucking good. When you a regular motherfucker, like, those are the people you need to be fucking checking for, bitch. Like, and that's one thing about me. I feel like for the most part, I have like a good core group, like people who actually give a fuck about me. But even then, sometimes people still change, you know. And that is one of my fears, because you never want to be lonely and isolated. Like, when you, and money make you do that anyway. Like, somebody could dead fuck with you and not fuck with you just because of your money or your fame. But for some reason, when you get so much money, you start building like this sense of paranoia. Like, do this bitch even like me? Do he even like me? Or they like me for my money? And it's like, it's all in your head. You know what I'm saying? So, do they like me because of what I could do for them? Or even when you a regular person, real talk, people use you just for your personality or your brains because you're smart, or you know how to do things, or you're good at giving advice. So actually, money don't even fuck up people's MO. It's really hard. You still gotta navigate people even when you not rich. Like, some people just be keeping you around because it fucking sound good. Like, for real. Like, and that's the thing though. When you don't know the real, like, I don't want to say that. Like, when you don't really know, like, I'm trying to think how I'm trying to say it. Like, when you don't really know why a person fucks with you, like, when you're not rich, right? So let's say, like, you're a rich person. You know that there's going to be a group of people around you because of your fame and fortune. Like, it's clearly obvious. Like, I'm rich, I'm famous. But when you just a regular, normal person and you don't really know yourself, and this is why it's so important to know yourself, you won't really ever know sometimes, like, if a person really fuck with you. To fuck with you. Does that make sense? Like, if you just go to work every day, come home, watch TV, you know your personality, you know you like to go out, you know you like to do certain things, but you don't really know yourself. Like, oh my gosh, I'm so personable. Oh my gosh, I give advice. I'm a good listening ear. I'm the person that always says yes. Or I might be a people pleaser. Or if you don't really notice your, like, habits and stuff, you might be being used. Okay, there is definitely a market where, you know, people say, oh, they got fake ass friends, you know, or people, and being fake, I feel like people try to view fakeness as just like when people do you dirty. Being fake could be like, well, they usually will do dirty, but being fake too could be just like a person just wants you around, like, but they don't really like you. Like, I don't know, it's weird. But that goes back to still quality over quantity, because if you really genuinely feel like that about a person, then you might have to knock them off the list, and now your quantity of friends or family has gone down. I always say you can't get rid of your family. I feel like it. Some motherfuckers say they'll get rid of their family in a heartbeat. You just gotta step back from people sometimes. That's it. I don't think I personally, I don't know. I don't feel like you could ever really get rid of your family or whatever the case may be. That's not something I'm interested in. So I just feel like, I don't know. I feel like, yeah, I don't think you ever really can. You could keep them around, talk to people. If they ever really need you, they could always hit you up. You always there. Like, I've done that with a family member, like, where I just was like, step all the way back, because sometimes you have to create that balance with people and those boundaries, and you might want the quantity. Like, sometimes with people too, you kind of fuck with them too. You be like, damn, they a popping ass friend or family. Like, we did mad shit together, but unfortunately, you can't keep everybody around. But with money, back to money, I don't know. Would I want quality of life over money? Fuck yeah. I'll choose quality over life over money any fucking day. I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. You hear me? Like, I always say that. Like, one of my favorite gospel songs is Silver and Gold by Kirk Franklin. I'd rather have Jesus than silver and gold. Oh, because it's just like, God just make me happy. Like, when I pray, when I say a good sermon, I'm happy. I'm pleased to just be blessed. Like, yes, I may complain about my apartment, I don't want to move, or I may complain that I got to walk in the goddamn cold, but bitch, I'm happy I got a jacket and I got a shelter over my head. I could go home. I'm happy I got a job. You know, like, it's just like, I'm happy, you know, as regular as I may be. Like, if this is it, I would, if like God said this is it, I would be happy. You know, like, not like this is it, like I feel like this you're gonna be on your apartment. I would be kind of mad, I ain't gonna front it, but I would be grateful. But see, that's why that's why caring about quality over quantity is so big, because I just said that. I said I would be grateful. I really would, because I know for a fact not everybody has this. Like, yeah, I don't need a big bag of money. I'd rather, look, I'll be in the trenches just like this bitch. Right here. Right here in the trenches. Struggle, double, bubble. Okay, because do I have rough days? Yes. But am I happy? Yes. Am I like super stressed out? No. Like, I always say that all the time. Like, sometimes I feel like people, I'm stressed out, I'm so depressed. Man. Even sometimes when I'm like late on the bill, when I don't want to cook, when I can't afford to Uber Eat, me and Femi, and I gotta cook dinner, I'm like, fuck, I don't feel like cooking dinner tonight. Are we struggling? Are we struggling? At least we got food. At least I could go buy groceries. At least I could call Instacart. Like, I'm not sad, you know? And it's in that's why you gotta stay prayed up. Cause I feel like, oh, Brittany, I be done stressed out all the fucking time, bitch. But I'd rather have quality over quantity of money. Any day. I'd rather have that sense of mind. They say peace is the best thing to have. And that's a fact. That's a factamundo. A factamundo. Okay? So, yeah. I'd rather have quality over quantity in many of things. Definitely. Some of you probably rather have quantity of things. Like I said, it's benefits. Like I said, my parents got mad shit. They organize it well, though. And I feel like it's benefits to it. They never need nothing and shit. Money, having lots of money, you don't gotta worry about bills. You don't gotta worry about your rent not being paid and this and that and this third. But you gotta worry about the fucking fake ass people around you. You gotta worry about who fuck with you, who don't. Sometimes you gotta watch your back. Motherfuckers wanna rob you. People don't really love you. People wanna see you down bad. So, a lot comes with a lot of drama, like you say. More money, more problems. You want to date 3, 4, 5 niggas? Gotta deal with 3, 4, 5 niggas. All of them gonna have 5 different personalities. They all gonna be mad annoying. And you gotta deal with their ass. You got one man, you want to deal with his stupid ass. You feel me? So, yeah. I don't know. It's a lot. But I hope you guys enjoyed this episode just as much as I did. Hopefully, I will see you guys next week. No, I'm going to see y'all next week. Dead ass. Like, I enjoyed this. I'm just sitting here chilling, recording, and yeah. I hope you guys have an amazing this week. Once again, follow me on Instagram @_Burritt. Instagram, make sure you subscribe to me. Burritt says.